If you allow me, Remy, you can let me share my screen. You can do that. Okay. Okay,
Is
we're
that a
good.
female? Is that a female computer? It would
it
make sense.
might. I'm not going there, but it's a good point. No. Anyway, I'm happy to be on this call, and we're very happy to do this. And I want to tell you why. You know, about a week ago, we decided between us, myself, Remy, and Tahir, that we wanted to make a contribution. We love what we're doing, and we love what network marketing has brought to us in our lives. Are we recording this? Somebody's recording this. I'm hoping. Okay, good. And because we feel so grateful for that, that we want to make a contribution and give back. You know, we want to put something, we want to put more skin in the game, if you will. Okay. And stop having people talking to and listening to a bunch of people who really they have no skin in the game, but at the same time they want to flap their gums. They want to make a big noise and say this thing doesn't work and it's not happening. And we said no, we can do better. Now we may not be able to change everything for everyone, but guess what? We can do something. Maybe we can't do the big thing, but we can do something. And we're going to start with that. And that's why we're here. And I want to make sure that you understand that. And this is our lineup for today. This is how we're talking. Effective language skills and network marketing prospecting. Okay. When you're talking to a prospect, how do you talk to them? What is recommended? Now, this is coming from one of our great mentors, Eric Worre. We all love him. Anybody out here love Eric besides me? I love Eric, man. He's just got it down. And if you follow what he says, and we are going to follow what he says a great deal, then you're going to have a greater level of success than if you don't follow him. That's what I know. Okay. So here we go. The most effective recipes for prospecting. After the presentation, what to say. So you want to get people to the presentation. That's the invite. You want to do the presentation. Then after the presentation, what to say it, how to follow up, and enhancing the relationship. What should you do? How should you do it? And so on like that. And now we're going to start talking about teaching and sharing with the right tools. With the right tools. This is so important. Because again, talking is not enough sometimes. You also have to know how to use the tools and how to plug into the people who have the tools. So moving forward, let me see if this is gonna work for me here. See, it's not responding. Somebody might have to. Okay, let me see if I can. Okay, here we go. Yes. Okay, so let's just be clear. This is about the power of network marketing and you. You're on this call. We appreciate you being here. And we just want to make sure that the people understand and completely recognize that this is not about any one company. Anyone could be on this call from any particular group of companies that are doing network marketing. We welcome you. And when this is shared, we're not coming out to promote any company. We're promoting the industry. And I have two of my fellow networkers with me, high achievers. Oh, man. Okay. I mean, they love having fun. They got a bunch of knowledge. And on top of that, now they're team builders. And that's close to our hearts. Let's just be clear about that. Right? So now the power of network marketing and you. You're
Sorry.
on this call. We appreciate you being here. And right? Let's hope this continues to work. So, before you even get into the point where you're going to start talking about prospecting, I'm simply asking you, I'm recommending to you, and I'm telling you straight to your face halt. Really, and that's like full stop, halt. I know Luther already loved this. You have to ask yourself, are you hungry, angry, lonely, or tired? Because sometimes when you're going into the presentation and you're trying to share something with somebody like that, and you're coming to be in any one of these conditions, that rubs off on them. You put out a negative word saying to you, please don't do that. Okay? So, Okay, so you want to check yourself before you wreck yourself, and always have a positive mindset. And we're going to focus a lot on a positive mindset in our presentations. We've already agreed, we understand it, but again, this is one of the things that has been a major issue with so many people, is that they come now to represent negativity instead of positivity when they're speaking to somebody about bringing them in. So I'm going to leave it at that point for this time, and we're going to get into that more down the road. So halt. Okay. All right. Now, what do we got here? Okay. Now, when you're going to halt, I want you to check on what's called your ABCs. Your ABCs, you have to develop them. If you don't have it already in place, we want you to develop it, because it's towards being professional. What are your ABCs? We're talking about your attitude, your belief, and your commitment. You see, you got to give these three things a real, you got to shine them up. You got to be something. Okay, so now I want to get to my next slide. And the next slide is, I'm going to kick this off to Remy. You can go ahead and drop this for us, please. The questions are the answer. Mindset matters massively. What you got to say, brother? How can you break this down for us?
Yeah, Ibrahim, I think there's a book that I read earlier on in my career, in my profession here, which is by Alan Pease. Questions are the answers. Actually, that's the title, and it's really important because if you want a certain outcome, you have to ask questions a certain way. If you don't master that, then you'll ask anything, then the outcome will be anything, right? So,
right.
Of course, before you ask questions, you have to ask yourself, right? You believe that you have potential within yourself to be more, do more, and have more, right? So this is important, because that's affirmation to yourself. If you don't believe in these things, if you don't believe in yourself, how are others going to believe in you, right? And the second thing, like to realize your potential now or remain as you are. Well, if you don't realize your full potential, how are you ever going to achieve whatever that you've ever destined to achieve? So you better ask yourself that question right now. Are you ready to take action now and move forward and achieve your dreams, goals, and desires? I always talk about this with the people that I personally coach. I said, don't want things, don't hope for it, don't wish for it. But if you really are desired to have all these things, you must have a mindset of no choice but to. No choice but to, no other choices, right? So if you can actually get all of these three things down, you're ready to get started, right?
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Brian, going in and out.
I think it's my internet is unstable, but
it's a bit.
And I had it fixed the other day, so I'm not certain why it's continuing like this. Okay, so now here's the fact. Tahir, take it away, okay? Because the hardest part is getting started.
It's true. In fact, when we talk about having the right attitude, one of the key things we have realized in the network marketing industry is probably while it is getting started as the hardest part, that's the only time majority of the networkers have the right attitude because of their excitement and they believe they can conquer the world when they see the opportunity and they're ready to sign up, right? However, when the next day comes in and they're like, okay, here is our weekly schedule. Here's when we do our presentations and trainings and three-way calls. And they're like, whoa, that's just, they think that they had to do literally nothing to get started and the money passively would come in. Now, I wish they felt the same in every other industry. I wish I could get a new job and I would be like, I just don't have to show up and I'll get my salary or a new business. So that's hard because the expectations with which a lot of us come in is it's going to be easy. I don't have to do much. And when you have that kind of a mindset and a blueprint, you think this is an easy peasy walk in a park business. It's not. It might be a forgiving business, but it is a pretty hard business because you have to learn a couple of things to even get started and start seeing a couple of your first paychecks coming in, which may be nowhere close to your current job or current income in whatever you are doing. And I think that's what's really hard for a lot of people, because they are like, now $100 is not worth it. I'm already making 1,000. Thank you very much. And not only is it hard, they need instant gratification, and the disastrous part is that they actually get to give up real quick. That's where it gets tricky. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Please talk about those people who are already in network marketing, haven't done so well, have been with some companies that have gone down, but now they're looking to make a comeback. Because again, the challenge is some people are saying that network marketing doesn't work. Now, we don't agree with them, but at the same time, those people who are looking to get restarted, what do you tell them? Briefly.
Right. So what I'm going to answer is really straightforward, and our job here is not to please people, but to be honest. I call it the toilet syndrome. That's a funny word there, but last time when you flushed a toilet seat, that's what you need to do. So if you're struggling in network marketing and you have no idea what your comeback is, the reason why you're struggling is because you're so full. You have to flush and let go of anything and everything that you have done, whether it worked for someone else or not. As long as it doesn't work for you, you need to let go and figure out what actually does work. And I think that's the challenge. And in fact, in network marketing, we usually say that it's easy to give birth than to raise the dead. Okay? So can you imagine how difficult a task it is to get someone back up and running? It's easier for them to skip come from company 1 to company 2 to company 3, blame the opportunity, blame the upline, blame the company, blame the product, it's a long list. And as long as that doesn't change, no MLM company would allow you to be successful. That needs to change, really.
Okay, excellent sharing. Thank you so much. Okay, let's go. Can we go to the next slide here? Okay, next. Here we go. Okay, Remy, take it up, bro. Okay, let me just say this. The miracle is not that we do this work, but that we are happy to do it. Right. Talk to me, brother. Tell me something. This was said by Mother Teresa, by the way. Okay. Who was an amazing person. She did so much for so many. And okay, how does this relate to us loving to do this work?
Firstly, if you love what you do, you don't have to work a day of your life, right? So learn to love it, because when you love it, you're not tired of it. You don't get, you do more than what you're asked for. I mean, remember when you guys were in love, that feeling, right? You don't feel tired. You just keep doing it because of the passion of love in it. So whatever platform you're with right now, find out something to fall in love with. Then you don't feel tired. You do things out of a different, you don't do it for money, you do it for the passion of it. The money is really the byproduct of it. If you do it really well, the money will come. I mean, wealth is you are the magnet of wealth, right? So give to others, with passion and love and aggression, and teach them to become successful.
Wonderful.
Right? All the rest will flow into play. Yeah.
Really excellent. Thank you so much. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're getting some benefit from this, because now we're getting into the real meat and potatoes of the presentation, and we're talking about the most effective recipes for prospecting success. Okay. And I mentioned them last week a little bit to get everybody kind of honed in, just want to get you focused on what's going on and make sure that you get some benefit. We love adding value. I hope you get that. Right? Yeah. And so I'm going to give you right now, I'm going to give you two formulas for success. And these formulas are recipes that they just don't fail. There's recipe 1 and there's recipe 2. And recipe 1 is what? TTP. Now, I know some of you remember from last week, but I'd love for you to put it in the chat. What is TTP? And if that doesn't work, we want you to go directly to, and don't hesitate, don't slow down, and just make sure you put in the recipe number 2, because if TTP doesn't work, you got to go to TTMP. What is that? First one, recipe 1, talk to people. And if that doesn't work, guess what you got to do? Talk to more people. And between the two things, you're going to find the people who want to do this, who are ready to do this, and are going to join you and be with you and be able to take this and run with it. And you're going to find your running partners through this process. These are the recipes. And it seems simplified, but it's really that simple. Anybody in agreement with that, fellas? Yes? Good?
Yes.
All right. We got 2 thumbs up. I'm good. So let's get to the next part here. You see, okay, so Tahir, I want you to talk about these 5 things I put up here, and it's and I know you have your own way to do it. I just put this together for myself, but we want to talk to people about listening more than they're talking when they're prospecting, because and what are you listening for? Because again, this is one of the things I think many people they miss. They miss the value of this process of interaction. And they keep talking, wanting people to know what it is they have to say, but they miss it. And what are they missing? Okay, so please take off with that, please.
Well, thanks. And it's a very important slide. Now, for our friends here on U2 Network Marketing, I just want to repeat that. Getting them to the BP, we're not talking about checking their blood pressure in case you're like, whoa, we're not doing that. So BP in network marketing doesn't stand for blood pressure, it stands for business presentations.
Depends on who you're talking to. Because BP could stand for blood pressure for some people. They're so nervous when they're jumping in here, right? Yeah. But okay.
Check the blood pressure, bringing the machines with them. Yeah, so business presentation. So God has given us 2 ears and 1 tongue, 1 mouth, right? Use it accordingly. So that's a very straightforward rule. So next time when you go or invite someone, always listen to them. So listen as much as you can, because they leave you a lot of hints. By they, I mean your prospects, your friends, your family. And the 5 W's are very exciting. So when they are talking, your job is to look for the wants. What is it that they want, really? Their worries, what are they worried about? And there's enough to be worried about. Their wounds, and I explain them real quick one by one. Their wounds, what hurts them? Where are they so uncomfortable? Think of having a wound on your body. How does that feel? Where is it that they're really uncomfortable, that something has to change in their life? Their wonders, the imagination, the dream, the better life, and then their wish list. What are the materialistic things they actually need, right? So the wants are, I want to make sure I have an extra $200 so I can pay the kids' school fees or a credit card or a debt. So that could be a want. Their worries, what worries them is that we have the month left, but the money is gone because that full-time job wasn't enough, or that business isn't doing that well. Hence they're worried. How will they run? That could be a simple one. And their wounds, now wounds are something deep. MLM is a scam. Are you one of those scammers? So I'm like, great. Finally, you know something about it. Tell me what's your story. So let's get and find out what their wound is. It could be a bad boss. It could be a lousy business partner. What are those wounds where they are like, someone needs to band-aid and or help heal that wound? You could be that person. Your opportunity could be that in that context. And what are they wondering? Now, remember one thing, when you think of travel, like for me, travel or luxury or first class, business class, wonder, they lit up. So what are they wondering? What are their wonders? And then the wish list, the dream home, the car, the kids in the best school, whatever it is, properties, whatever it is, what's there?
Leaving a legacy. What about leaving a legacy?
Correct. So here's the challenge with a lot of people with leaving a legacy. And I love that. It's so noble. The challenge is majority of the people who start in network marketing are so struggling to make a living that for them to leave a legacy, and there are exceptions to this, but majority cannot see that. They're like, let's leave a legacy, let's talk about passive income. That's awesome, but it doesn't penetrate them, at least for the masses. And the reason is because they haven't reached that phase. I mean, if someone would have told me when I started network marketing at the age of 17, let's leave a legacy, I would be like, get the heck out of here. I need to make sure I can make some money. $2 was my first paycheck, a bit less than $2. And I was jumping because again, that was a different phase of my life. I wouldn't do this today because today for me, it's all about empowering others. And that's why we all are here and leaving a legacy. So be careful of that when you are checking or inviting them for the business presentation, and build a relationship. So make sure that when they're talking to you, you're not busy on this, yeah, sure, whatever. You're looking around, not looking at them. So be with them. Put everything down. Be with them. Even if it's a Zoom call, be with them 100%, because they will leave you a lot of clues.
Yes, be present. Yes, absolutely. Excellent sharing. Thank you so much. So, Remy, you want to jump this off, man? I'm ready for you, man. Simply ask the prospect what.
I love what Tahir was talking about. I mean, just to echo that, because people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care, right? Yes. So if you do care about them, they'll be like, wow, throughout my whole day, my whole week, nobody asked me about what I wanted, what it's important. Suddenly you come around like Tahir and suddenly listening to them, that means a lot. Mm-hmm. So, so when they trust you, they like you, then, whatever that you want to tell them later on, they'll listen to it. But like you mentioned, Ibrahim, right? When people are just not focused, they just dare to like close you or or you don't even listen at all to their problems, and you're just there. Oh no, when is this guy going to stop talking? And I just join. Look at the mindset of a lot of people who are not professionals, so they leave that bad taste. See, after the presentation is done and everything, right here, it says what to say after business preview, after business presentation, right? A lot of people will ask the obvious because this is what you want to know. You want to know, so what do you think? All right. Mm-hmm. And guys, if only if you knew this, that was probably the worst question that you could ask, because that's an open-ended question, right? So when a person says, what do you think? You're excited to know what they thought about the whole presentation. And they're like, I don't know. What do you think, right? What happens if they ask you that again? And you're like, So an open-ended question, like earlier on we said, what questions are the answers, right? So you have to ask more specifically. Look at this. This is a better question. What did you like best about what you just saw earlier on? Did you like the business portion of it? Did you like the products, or did you like both? And keep quiet. Right? Keep quiet. That's a way better question. It's very specific, and it's a very positive a way of asking it, rather than like, and so what do you think? What do you think? And then before they answer, some people, they can't hold that silence. They cannot, they got it, they're like, wow, that silence is a long thing. But you see, the first person who says something loses. So make sure that they answer. Don't wait, and then you're like, I can't wait for this. The reason why I ask you whether it's business is better or whether the product is way better, or is because I want to know whether. Don't go on and on and on. All right, ask the question as what was asked over here, and keep quiet. Right, when you answer, whether it's the business or whether it's the product, or did you like both? And smile. A lot of people don't know how to smile. You can smile to yourself, or take a video of yourself. Trust me, a lot of people don't know how to smile. If you have a great smile, that probably does 70% of the work. Yeah.
There you go. Fair enough. Thank you. All right. Okay. So Tahir, talk to me about taking their temperature, because again, we want to know assessment after they come out of the VP, out of the business presentation, not the blood pressure clinic. We want to know, we want to take their temperature, and we're talking about their temperature in terms of interest. Where are they? Please.
Is that how you spell temperature? Just kidding.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's very close to tempura. It reminds me of some Japanese food there, but I had my dinner today, so I'm good.
Okay.
So, true. These days we check temperature before we go in, right? So that's a great way to remember it. So scan and you're good. You're good to go into a mall, sit in a restaurant, and probably enter your own building. So the same thing happens after a business presentation is finished. On a scale of 1 to 10, we need to know how cold they are. I'll explain that in a second, and how warm they are. So 0 means they're really cold, and 10 means they are like, give me the sign of form, let's do it, right? So that's hot. So that's what we call by the temperature. So after a sharing has been done, now this is not what you're gonna do. You're not gonna go and say, what's your temperature? Tell me on a scale of 1 to, no, that's not what you're gonna do. This is for you to remember that we're gonna figure out where they are, especially when they're not talking. See, if they, as what Remy said, when they start talking, they will leave you clues with objections, concerns, what they loved, depending on who it is. Your job, it would be to learn how you're going to frame those questions intelligently so you can gauge their interest and give them a temperature. For example, what did you love about whatever, right? And they're like, oh, I absolutely love that part. I know someone who might need that in my family. Okay, one example. So I would say they're like 6, 7. So they're like, wow, this is great. However, a negative example would be, so is there anything that you absolutely loved about what you saw today? And they're like, Now guess what you do? Your job, watch me carefully, is not to look at them and like, that's not your job. Your job is to keep it cool. Make sure you check your temperature as well. Keep it cool, right? And understand that they're in the cold section. Now, the next question you're going to ask, or a series of questions, will determine how do we move that temperature forward. Here's the other part that you don't want to do with temperature. When someone is struggling to find that one good thing about the business presentation, you're not going to ask them, so do you want to join? You just blew it off. Now they're dead. They're gone. Right? So that's just a couple of tips there, and we'll pretty sure we're going to do a lot more sessions on scripting and a couple of other things, but that's what this means.
Yes, we are. And thank you so much. Indeed, we're going to be doing a lot of work in this particular area, and we want to. There's so much to share that we have to roll it out in increments, and to not really just pile it on all at one time, and don't give people a chance to digest it. And that's what we're trying to do here. And again, people, I want to remind you that you're listening to the words of a guy who's the unstoppable millionaire who helped 100 people in 1 year become millionaires as well. I don't know how many people you know who did that, but this guy here, he did that. Okay, can we give him a hand? We give him a virtual hand here. Congratulations, because again, that's a feat, that's a wonderful thing, and at the same time, we want to keep listening to somebody who can teach us on that level. Okay, moving forward. Okay, and now we got to start talking about how to say what you say. I mean, it's again, we're continuing with the same process, but at the same time, we want to also become a little bit more intense with it and be able to make it more inviting, as opposed to coming out to repel the people. Okay, and we want to put some emphasis on that, right? So okay, so what amount of money would it take for them to make it worth it to do the business? This is the first part I want to introduce here. And okay, Remy, you can give us the second part here.
Yeah, well, most of these, what we're going to talk about, or what Tahir has spoken about, for me before, what I used to do is always, sorry, someone's coming to the house. I used to do workshops for this, a series of workshops, because a lot of people need role play. And they don't realize what they say sometimes, they don't realize how they respond, so they may need coaching. right? Personal coaching on what to say, some words to use and not to use, some business terms that they're probably not used to. So, what words you use is really, really important. And over here, this gives you an overview, right? What amount of money would they want? Would it make it worthwhile for them to say, wow, this business can give me that additional or that replacement of my income or that much that I can only dream of, right? So if you can get them to give you a number that they would love to be earning passive every month, it's great. It is an art. It needs to be practiced. It needs to be mastered in order for you to get this out, right? At first, asking these questions, it's best that you get together with a coach or with someone who can train you to do this. Practice it a few times before you go out there to do this, all right? And it says here, repeat their number back to them to confirm that they are giving accurate information. Because sometimes when they throw out a number, it could just be mocking you. Right? So if you ask them, what would make it worthwhile for you to be earning every month? Maybe an additional 10,000 or 20,000 a month. And suddenly, just because they didn't like how you asked them, they didn't like you, they didn't like your language, they probably say, maybe 200,000. And, they probably have never earned more than 2,000 in their whole lives, right? Mm-hmm. So ask people with respect, with patience. If they're doing something like that and they're trying to mock you, and make fun of it. Don't make fun of them, but make it light. Have a lot of patience when you're asking these questions. Okay, and the reason why you want to confirm, because when they say 200,000, you got to stay cool, calm, and collected. You're like, well, that's definitely possible, and they're going to be like, oh, really? Is that right? And yeah, exactly. I mean, it's $200,000. Am I right? Right? Yeah. It's definitely possible. I mean, is that something you'd like to earn? And they'd be like, wow, really? So they thought of making fun of you. But you were serious and saying, yeah, of course, because we want to be professional, right? And brings them, they're like, okay. They'd be like, okay, now I'm listening. Okay, so go on.
Yeah. And again, people, for those who are watching this live, welcome. We appreciate you being here. For those who are watching the replays and the videos that we're putting together and so on like that, Remy is also a multi-million-dollar earner in network marketing. He's done tremendous things in terms of training. He's an elite professional in terms of what he does and what he brings to the table. And this brought us all together because, again, we have these different aspects of who we are and how we put it all together. And we decided, okay, we need to combine. We got to use the force. Let the force be with you. But Tanya, that brings us to our next question, okay? And the next question is a biggie, okay? How much time would they willingly commit to achieve that number, whatever that number is, whether it's 1,000 or 2,000 or 20,000? I mean, let's talk about the time to be able to make the commitment work.
So once again, I'll start where Remy left. Again, if you're doing this alone, I would highly recommend you to do with someone who is up there, a coach, someone who you're looking forward to in your company. If you don't have a company and you have a number for yourself, look at someone who's achieved that number and probably follow them. So how much time will they commit weekly to achieve it? Now I want to talk about misconceptions, because I would know masses who would be making $1,000, $2,000, putting in 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, and yet they would want to do 20,000, putting in probably 5 hours a month in the network marketing profession. For some reason, that's the image a lot of people get. Our job is to bring them as close as possible to the reality, and that's what we keep saying. Do this with a professional in your industry, because you don't want to blow it off. Okay, so with a word of caution, how much time will they commit weekly to achieve it? So whatever the number is, let's say start with $2,000. How much time would you commit every week to make sure that you could be making $1,000 or $2,000, whatever your number is, 30, 60, 90 days? Ideally, on short-term goals, in a 90-day momentum plan, we probably will do a complete separate session on why 90-day momentum is important. in our industry. So that's one example, yeah? So when they give you a number, their number, always remember that their number almost always will be unrealistic. You're like, oh, yeah. When people start traditional businesses, they talk about how do I break even on the investment I made in 3 years? How would I get promoted 3 years, 5 years down the line, get an incentive after a year, right? Okay. But in network marketing, they are going to give you a ridiculous number. Hence, point number 2, repeat this number back to them to confirm and to let them know that you understood them correctly. So like, Mr. John, so you really want to make $2,000 in the next 30 days with the industry, with the opportunity. So this is a reconfirmation, because guess what happens when you do that? Automatically, it's now dawning on John, oh shucks, that's a big number. Now, and you might be able to see that on the expressions. Now, we're not saying that to demotivate them. The reason we are saying that is because of point number 3, because we want to break it down for them to make sure we understand what are they willing to commit on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis to make sure that that number is doable. And it is doable. I know people who did that in their first week. Now, these are not the masses, but there are people, individuals who do that because we are in an industry that allows you to do that. This doesn't happen in traditional businesses most of the time. Definitely doesn't happen in a profession where you got a job where automatically your number just quadruples. It happens in network marketing.
Wow. Very, very good. Very good. Excellent points. Great sharing. Okay. Let's drop it like it's hot. Okay. So here's a typical breakdown. Okay. How many months are they willing to work to achieve it? Be sure to get their number and confirm it with them, and get a real committed effort from them to be able to understand. You got to help them understand how they would do that with the company that you're representing. Because again, we're neutral. We're presenting for the industry, but these are the things that would be the fine points that we want to present, and we want to make sure that it is shared with people to help them understand how to go through the process of prospecting. And sometimes it can be a lengthy process. Okay, so in terms of wording, Remy, if you could go ahead and drop this, what do you think? If I could show you how to achieve X amount of dollars and the time frame that you mentioned, okay, okay, take it from there.
You see, all of this, we've all learned this, and like Ibrahim was saying, you gotta ask these specific questions and end it with this. This is really, really important. It's not just giving it to them. The whole reason for all of this is, number one, is to equip them with some skills like this, right? So that when they go out there, they know exactly what to say, a little bit of things about what to expect, and the correct mindset, of course, right? That not everybody is going to say yes, and they will have some no's, and that's okay. And if they're new, they may have even more people saying no because they don't have enough knowledge, right? So we are in a profession. It's a whole different set of skills like this one. Not many people will be used to the if I, would you concept, right? If I, would you, not it's just like would you or if I, right? So look at this, how it's structured. Don't pay attention to the words that we use, but more of the concept of it, all right? So if I could show you how to achieve that amount of money that you want, right? In like you said, in the next 3 to 6 months, right? Spending 5 hours a week, to earn that much a month, following our systems, those proven systems that I showed you, all right? Would you, see, it ends with would you. If I could show you all of that, would you give your committed effort for this 3 to 6 months for that to happen? Smile and keep quiet. Don't go on, right? Because you're repeating back to them exactly what they mention to you, their answers to you. So you must remember and listen to their answers. Don't forget, right? Because if you can remember this, they know that you're listening. They know that you care about helping them achieve what they want, all right? Number one, I promise myself that when I make a commitment, I will honor it.
Yeah, this is called the integrity pledge, and I want to get into integrity. Well, I'd like us to have a talk about this, fellas. I mean, let's pull this out, because this to me is the heart and soul of what we're doing in network marketing, is having that kind of commitment. But this also speaks directly to the mindset that we're asking people to plug into for themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so yeah, so talk about it. Go ahead, Randy. Continue. Sorry to jump in there. Just
No
I get so excited.
we have a lot that we want to share with you guys. That's why, whenever Tahir speaks, whenever Ibrahim speaks, there's some things that I want to say, but it's so hard because there's so many things, right? So we try and like, okay, let's let's let them speak first, and then we come in and so on and so forth. But this if I would you concept goes really, really deep. Like if you want to pass them a material, like if you want to set an appointment with someone important, right? To pass them the information. Because let's just say if they want to earn an additional 20, 30,000 a month. So if you can connect them with someone who's already doing that or beyond, so ask them, if I could get you a time to be able to connect with someone who's already earning whatever that you guys want, would you make it? Would you be able to commit that time too? So if I will do that for you. No, only if you will commit. So this is very, very important to practice with your coach. All right. Then once you already know this, you get a yes from them. Integrity pledge. All right. Because they made the promise themselves. All right. They will honor it. So when I make a promise, I will keep it. And when I set a goal, I will do my absolute best to achieve it. So this one here, a lot of the people in the ones that I personally coach, right? I get them to sign something. It's just something that gives them an affirmation, right? Because they are the ones who commit to it. They sign on it, like it says here, right? Sign, date, time, place. Because people forget. Humans always forget. Write them down, type, stamp, everything there. Who's the witness? That's even better. If they can actually go to their friend, their family, their wife, their husbands, or whatever, to say, this is what I want to achieve, can you please be my witness? Wow, that's so powerful. And all of these people will come back to remind them.
This is good. This is good. This is the thing that empowers people to remember, and to take the actions necessary.
And get your coach to sign that too.
Yeah. Why not? Okay. Moving forward. Okay, Tahir, talk to me. Okay. How soon can they get started? How about now? Success loves speed.
So these are some follow-up questions that you would want to do with your potential prospects when they are either getting started or in one of the getting started training sessions. So if they are on the fence, and that's when someone is on the fence, that basically means they're more inclined to saying no. So how soon can they get started? Now watch the vocabulary. There are a couple of nuggets in there. How soon can they join? That's not a vocabulary you want to use. That's a vocabulary probably we used or someone used 30, 40, 50 years ago, and now we don't live in that world. So how soon can you get started? How soon can you be a part of our group of entrepreneurs or whatever the team is called? Make them feel a sense of belonging and a sense of community, and that doesn't, and in not in a cheesy way, in a way where it sounds, wow, I could have a belonging. That's the intention of that question. Yes, we want them to be a part of the business and all that, but that is not the primary intention. The primary intention is what is in it for them, how would they feel, and how could we support them as a community. So that's number one. How about right now? Success loves speed. So this one is tricky. And the reason I say this is tricky for a lot of our friends is because in the process of saying right now, I've seen thousands of distributors around the world, across countries. They get frustrated. So yes, success loves speed. How about we get them signed up right now? Absolutely phenomenally unbelievable. So if someone comes and says, hey, how do I get someone signed up right now? My answer to them is really simple. Build enough momentum of prospects, and we'll teach you if you don't know where to find them, right? Enough momentum of prospects that you literally have someone somewhere saying yes to you. Just keep that in mind. It is not like beating the heck out of one prospect to get them signed up. That's not what this means, right? So keep that in mind. And then the last one is, and if they're like, let me think about it, you're like, share with me what's going on in your mind. Maybe I want to do some due diligence. Would it be okay if we did it together? So, make it fun to see how you can get in. And once they're like, yeah, I'm gonna see, once you have opened up your heart, and there's no script for that, we can give you scripts that will allow you, but then don't memorize them anyways. Open up your heart. You would never go, you don't need a script to invite someone to a restaurant or for movies, right? So once you've opened up your heart, guess what? They're gonna give you the date and time if you ask them. But not if you're like pushing them and you're telling them something is going to get flushed by the end of the month. They better come. None of that stuff, please. Okay. So, and I keep giving a contrast on what's written here is because some of you, when you listen to me, will realize, oh boy, I think I was doing that. I was doing everything that I'm telling you when I started network marketing back 23, 24 years ago. So yeah, so there you go. So that's that.
Excellent. Okay, Remy, you have anything you want to drop in here quickly?
Well, there's a lot of stuff, but like I said, I think it's really important eventually for us to help people, through workshops, role-playing workshops for them to do this, because the terminologies you use in business, and you should actually find out, rather than telling people, oh, let's attend this talk. People don't like talk. Maybe you talk about, a preview, a presentation. When you talk about joining, that's not a business term, because I'm in conventional business too. So you see, the words you use really shows your professionalism, right? Like you want to become partners with people. Nobody wants to be anybody's downline or upline, right? So when you introduce somebody, don't say, oh, this is my downline. This is my success partner. People feel good. And you want them to feel good also when they come on board to be your partner. Remember, they can out-earn you anytime. Remember that. So they want to feel that. So make them feel good. Use professional terms. You are developing relationships with people. People want to know that because people in the back of their minds, they're always thinking, do I want this guy to go meet my prospects? Can I bring my friends, my family members to come and meet this person who's speaking right now? When this guy speaks, join me. Oh, let's do MLM. You know what I mean? When you're in partnership in business, the terminologies that's used is so different. We never use those terms in conventional business. Oh, downline, upline. Oh, talk. Let's go to the talk. And oh my goodness, closing and all of these words, right? Please find out better words in business with your coach to use. It's really important.
Cool. Very nice. Very nice addition. Appreciate your contribution. Okay. Tahir, Remy, let's both talk about this. We need to be brief. We're coming to the top of the hour. But this again, we're talking about the fortune is in the follow-up. You agree or you disagree? What's your experience?
This is one of the highest paid skill, and a lot of people are very weak at this, even the professionals, right? Yes. Follow-up never stops. Nobody leaves your list, because I've had this happen to me and a lot of my partners, right? Where, people don't immediately sign on the dotted line. They don't become partners with you immediately. Some of them do, and they just stay that way. They don't even move levels. They don't do nothing, right? But some people, if you do great follow-up, sometimes up to 6 months, some of them up to 2 years. Then when you develop a good relationship with them, good respect and everything, in 2 years when they come on board, if they're professionals, boom, in the next 6 months they can go whatever ranks in your company, diamonds or beyond. Some of them, they become members immediately, but for the next 3 years they stay there. They never did anything. Do you understand what I mean? So follow up with everybody. How do you follow up? Stay friends. Stay friends. Learn how to be friends. A lot of people get strange when they get into network marketing. Why do you have to get strange? Being friends with people, that's what, So, yeah.
Okay, so Tahir, talk to us about focus and momentum and helping the whole thing go forward as Remy is talking.
Same thing. I'll tie up focus with follow-up in this particular scenario. Stay focused on following up, and the way you could do that is first you need to learn the discipline of learning how to do that. We do something called as a 90-day cycle, and once you've got enough prospects, friends, family, and others, it becomes an every week thing. Stay focused when you could be friends with them, respect them. Maybe the timing wasn't right for them. It's not about you. It's not about the opportunity. It's not about the compensation plan. It's not about the highest earner in your company. Now, all of that is important, but maybe they're not there yet. So I've seen so many relationships break because of network marketing. And even when someone does become successful in network marketing in a certain way, they've got a lot of people who just don't like them because of the way they did it. You don't want to be that person, because even if you have the money, you wouldn't be enjoying it, I would suppose. So when we say the fortune is in the follow-up, we mean persistent, disciplined, stay friends with them, understand where they are, how things are going in their family. That may not be the right time. Give them some space and then keep moving forward. I'm not saying that you have to wait for them to run your business. That's a poor mindset, right? We spoke about attitude. Build enough. And for that, you need to understand that you are a part of an opportunity that is out there for the masses and not just your next door neighbor, if you know what that means. So build fellowship. And by the way, the fortune is in the follow-up, not only for prospects who haven't signed up, but also for team members, your business partners who have signed up, who you were hoping would be the next $1 million earner, but they didn't move an inch. We require some follow-up in there as well. So, and there's a fortune in that too. So stay connected even with those. You don't want to call them your business partners and you're like, who, what? So keeping that, so be human. That's, I think, the biggest takeaway, because there are a lot of scripts and ways to follow up and be in touch. But once you learn how to be human, that's important. At the same time, remember that while you're being human, let them know of whatever is happening in your arena as well, especially if they are your business partners. Whether they did something or not, keep them up to date through a system in place, right? And allow that duplication to happen within your network. What is surprising is this is the pulse of your business in network marketing. If we can teach leadership how this is done, and then if we can teach leadership how this can be duplicated, you're in for a treat. There is no doubt you can be 6 or 7 figure income earner in the network marketing industry in a year if you learn this one skill and then you stayed focused on it, which is amazing. Follow one course until successful. Yes.
Yeah, people's circumstances change, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when it changes,
are you talking about like COVID kind of change, or you just anything can happen? Life can get in the way kind of change?
Get in the way. They could, at that time they could be bogged down with their other businesses, with their family, with a certain challenge in their family or whatever, right? But they did see the potential. It's just that, they were too caught up. Now, when things clear up, or something goes bad with their current business, who do they think about first? They think about the person who left a good taste with them, which is you, because you stayed friends with them, you respected what they do, you never pushed them, you made them feel good, you listened to them. They will think, hey, what happened to Tahir? Hey, Tahir, are you still involved in that business, whatever? Sorry, at that time, I was really busy and everything. So how are things there? Great, things are awesome, blah, 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 and everything. Like, maybe this is a better time for me to, take a listen to it seriously. Because you did the follow-up, you stayed friends with them, they will listen to you.
Good, excellent. Yeah, I hope you guys are getting a lot of value out of this, because again, this is what we want to present. And the thing is this, is that I want you to observe all three of these particular pictures, because again, the difference in network marketing is to be able to get to the levels where you're earning and these particular things, like a lawyer, like a dentist, like a doctor, to be able to earn, these are some of the highest earning people in our society, right? So to be able to come now to earn at that level or to surpass it, you got to have some skills. It's going to take some time. Like with a doctor, it's going to be anywhere from 7 years or more to be able to go to medical school. And then it's going to be a year of internship. For a lawyer, and these guys are from the mob, these guys are going to school for 4 years and then do one of articling before they can make the big money. And for the dentist, the guy up here with this huge drill, I mean, you're going to school, and then when you're coming out, guess what? You're going to be an apprentice. That's 4 years, and then you become an apprentice. So, I mean, it's going to take you 3 to 5 years with network marketing to be able to reach to these levels. And 5 years is if you suck. I mean, if you don't do it very committedly and whatever have you, but if you put in a real effort and you act professional and you learn the professional ways and means, these are the things that you can overcome. These are the opportunities you can go ahead and pave the way for yourself to greater success. You guys in agreement with this? Briefly, we're at the top of the hour, but if you got something you can share with that, I appreciate it.
Most definitely. That last picture, that dentist, is exactly like how some posers coming into our industry, that's how they try to do the business. That's how they try to become professionals, right? But they don't know they're doing it. They're doing the wrong things, thinking they're doing it right. And what gets them even more confused is that if they get the right results, doing the wrong things, right? they can never do that in another profession.
Yeah, ouch. I don't want you to say that again. They get the right result doing the wrong things. Let's go back to the mob guys.
Because that's what I did before when I got started. I was a poser too. I was excited. I didn't have any skills. I was blabbering. I was telling people too many things, and I thought I was doing the right things, right? So, from my own mistakes, I share it with people so that they don't make the same mistakes. A lot of people say too much. A lot of people do too much. They just blah blah blah, blah. Just they
vomit on people.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't want to be that dentist guy. So this is really a network marketing professional trying to be a dentist. That's the picture.
Mm-hmm. Let me hear you, bro.
Yeah, I'm just gonna add. Look, if you haven't started network marketing, give yourself 4 to 5 years. Now, I'm not saying don't do much in 4 to 5 years, but give yourself that much time. Don't be harsh on yourself when something didn't work out in 30 days, 90 days, or 6 months, and then you just don't be that short-sighted, right? If you would do that in any other profession as a professional, why would you not do that in network marketing? That would be double standards, isn't it? So give yourself, because success comes with a price tag, whether it's becoming a millionaire or becoming a 6-figure income, it comes at a price tag. So be willing to pay that price for success, because at the end of the day, you will arrive. At the end of the day, 5 years will be over. The question is, where would you be then? So that's my takeaway, that guys, give it time. Take it at your pace, give it time. There would be times when you want to quit and give up. Same as these professions, don't carry on. And that's and you would be surprised to see what 12, 24, 36 months would look like if you just didn't give up and showed up in the events and the meetings that your organization does.
Sure. You know, there's another reason why I put this slide up here. And the reason is because all of these people, we recognize them as professionals. But what if you could be a doctor, but you're also a network marketing professional? Or a lawyer who's a network marketing professional? Or a dentist who's a network marketing professional? I mean, all of that's possible. So I don't want people to rule that out to think, oh no, well, if I'm going to be a lawyer, I can't be a network marketing professional. Oh, the industry itself is open to anyone, but it may not be for everyone because not everyone wants to learn the skills. And that's why we're coming now to make a separation, a distinction with those people who are ready to learn how to earn in network marketing. It's a different kind of system, but we have people who are working 40 years for 40 hours a week for 40 years, and they end up with a pension that's 40%. They were having difficulty living off 100%. Now you can only have to live off of 40. And that's really, really tough. Okay, so we have that situation where in network marketing, it doesn't go in that particular direction. You have a better opportunity to improve yourself, to improve your skills, to improve your professionalism. And that's one of the things we want to make sure that we leave on that note, to be able to make sure people understand that network marketing is a profession and we love it. I'm certain that all of us have that feeling, and that's why we came on this call. So we want to ask you, we want to make a call to action. I'm making this personal call to action, and we want to ask you as networkers, professionals, okay, people who are coming on the calls with us. We're very happy to be here, but we'd also like to be able to benefit as many people as possible, right? We really don't have any desire to come now to, how you say, we're not trying to get anyone to come into any one of our business, but we want people to be able to come better into the industry, okay? So if you find value in what's being shared and you feel it could benefit others, would you be willing to invite other fellow networkers or those interested in network marketing to come on the calls with us, just to join us on the calls, just listen and to take advantage of just being part, to help us, help you, help them. That's really, I mean, there's no fees to join or for our events. We just want to share the message and love we have for network marketing with the world. We're looking to leave our legacy. This is a legacy effort we're all putting in here. I hope you guys get that. Because again, this is the truth of the matter. It's been good to us. It's been good to me dramatically. I mean, in my life, it changed my life. It saved my life even, right? But here's the reality. We got to start with reaching out to people who are ready. And again, we want the industry itself to be full of people who are coming out to have more ability to learn as they earn as network marketing professionals. We want them to be committed achievers. We believe we can help with that. That's why we're on this call. If you believe that these calls are beneficial, we're asking you, just invite one other person. If you can, push yourself and bring two. But bring more people so we can do it to more people and we can be with them and we can show them and we can share with them. And if you can do that, we would appreciate it so very much. Of course, we're still planning to be here and we have a lot of stuff we want to share. But again, we want to go ahead and present it to the masses. And anything you can do to help us achieve that would be greatly appreciated. So I want to tell you right now, thank you so much. And I've reduced the thank you so you can see it more. And if you're different languages and stuff, gracias, de nada, shukran, terima kasih, merci beaucoup. I mean, there's all kinds of ways to say thank you. And saying thank you or being on the call, really, it doesn't even begin to cover it, but we want to make sure that we're showing our professionalism because again, we appreciate your time, and time is a commodity that none of us can get back. So gentlemen, last words. Remy, you want to go ahead and spit out something?
Well, I think today has been very informative. There's a lot of information, of course. I hope you guys took some good notes. Then again, it has to be followed up with action. And you got to practice. I agree with what Tahir has mentioned, 4 to 5 years focusing on developing the skills. Yes. I always say, if you have a good mentor, try to emulate them, try to follow what they do. If you do what they do, you can get what they get. Yeah, if you can focus on these skills to develop them maybe 5-6 months, then hey, you're back. We get to see your video.
I just figured that out. So, sorry to distract you. You're on the flow there, bro.
So you know, in 6 months you can get good at it, and you can actually, I mean, you won't master it, but 6 months you could probably start utilizing those skills and helping others, and you can see some significant growth in your business, right? So whatever that we share with you right now would be on the surface, but it's really crucial for you to know it, because if you don't know that you need to develop these specific skills in this industry, you'll go on just being an amateur or just a poser. You want to be a professional. You want to identify these skills, practice them, and be part of the 5% who's doing it part-time or full-time professionally. All right. So that's why I value Brother Ibrahim, Brother Tahir. You know, we are from different parts of the world, but we come together for one common goal. We want you to choose to become a professional, and we want you to tell other people that if they want to succeed in any industry, if they want to see the big money, great success, they need to choose to become professional. How do you become professional? Come to these kinds of trainings. Thank you so much.
Okay, Tahir, kick it off.
Just a quick one. My obsession with the network marketing industry, entrepreneurship in general, has been around execution. Knowledge, we were taught in schools, is power, but it's not. Knowledge is only potential power. It becomes power when you execute. So I hope you're taking notes in these sessions that we're doing. I hope you're evaluating yourself alone, with your team, with your mentors, figuring out where do you need to implement things. So when we are done with these sessions, while we deeply respect, love, and appreciate, and we are humbled by your presence over here, I would encourage you to execute whichever that one pointer that you weren't doing an hour ago before we got started. And I think that's, for human beings, growth. And that one step forward would mean the world to us with what we do. So thank you very much.
Okay. Well, we lost you there at the end a little bit, Tahir.
Oh, sorry about that. I'm done.
Okay. Okay. So okay. So how do we wrap this up, gentlemen? I mean, okay. So okay. So I want to ask our guests, what would you like to see as our next topic? Now we have our own ideas about that, and we have a long list of things that we can present, and we're happy to present. But what would you like to see? Can you put that in the chat for us? If you can share that, we'd appreciate it. We want to get an idea about what value we can bring that is something that is from your suggestions. And we may not use it right away, but we want to have it on tap to be able to plug into it down the road. So if you could share some ideas about that briefly, then we're fine, and then we're going to close it out in 5 minutes.
Yeah, you could even unmute your mic if you want to give some feedback, or you have some questions you want to ask. Please, by all means.
Okay, fair enough. Anybody want to unmute themselves? We don't need another presentation. Just a few words will be sufficient.
We can't unshy you.
Okay, Jimmy, you want to talk to me? I know you want to talk to me, Jimmy. Say something, man. Jimmy, say something. This is the point where you say something, bro. And I mean, I don't know why you're smiling, because you're next after Jimmy, okay?
Okay, can I go? Simon here.
Okay, Simon.
Okay, I think I got the message. You see, what you all have shared are fantastic stuff. And the thing that I think is all of your minds is, it's only successful in the people who hear when we execute. And I've seen that only when I execute. There are many ideas I've learned even from Tahir, from a lot of people, or even you all, and also from the group. But only the execution I see results. No execute, no results. And that's a straightforward thing. I think that is what I take home now. And there are so many things, but if it's just put on the shelf, we'll gather that digital dust and it won't help me. So that's it, what I got to say.
Fair enough. Okay, Jimmy, you're up. I know I love picking on Jimmy, but I love him. He's a good guy. Okay, anybody? Okay, this is like Death Valley here.
No, it's not. It's not.
Definitely, yeah.
And we were talking about spelling words. Now I want to spell a word right here. We're talking about success, right? I hope we don't spell it S-U-C-K, because oftentimes it sucks to do all the things that you have mentioned, and then we're running off when we become an S, we become an X to the invitation and to the presentation. So the way you three have done it is in such a way that, and I've shown flowers through this presentation of yours, and what does it take for this rose to open up in this way and to shine? And I feel, and Tahe knows that, I feel that when you open your heart, the flower of your heart, your love, and what you do with your words and with what the industry is giving us, it is your love that I feel that is way beyond anything you presented. And what comes even through the technology to me from you guys, that's what it takes. Everything else is learnable, but that is what it takes. So thank you guys. Thank you all three, and of course, everyone else. Arigato.
Thank you so much, Luther. My brother, he's from Germany, just so you guys get it. He's in Germany, okay? He's one of our very good friends. We've had a number of opportunities to break bread together, and we love him. He's an amazing guy, and he's a very charitable guy. He loves to work with the needy and the poor, and when you start talking about giving from your heart, I mean, he's one of the mentors. He's one of the people we'd listen to sincerely to be able to get that benefit. And I think that's really, and I'm going to speak on behalf of our team, myself and Remy and Tahir, is that that's really what we want to have as the legacy here and to be remembered by, is that we gave something from our heart. We just didn't come in, it's just about the money and just keep on getting and then get the status and all that kind of stuff. But we gave something, we left something here for people to say, okay, well, how could I do a little bit better? And we're not talking about huge amounts of increase, but even if you can do a little bit better. I was talking to my wife today, and one of the things that I mentioned to her is that for me, it's a struggle between me and me, because I'm trying to be better than I was yesterday. I have to try to do that, and that means every day. And she said, yeah, you're doing a good job. I said, yeah, but I want to do a better job, because it's not how good you are, but it's how great you want to be. And I love this industry so much that I want to give my heart to it, and I want to make a commitment to be my best, but to help other people to achieve their best. That's the heart and soul of it. Because that's what I think network marketing is all about, is making people come to that realization that it's not going to happen overnight, but if you make a commitment and you do it with integrity, and you bring real commitment and heart to the opportunity, people are going to flock into that. People want leadership. They're looking for that opportunity to plug into what's good around them. And especially in these days and times, people are recovering from the whole circumstance of COVID and all the different financial issues and whatever have you. Network marketing is an easy choice for so many people, but they have to be able to see it and understand what it's about and the realities of the values that it brings to them and to their life and to their future. That's my story, and I'm sticking with it.
Ibrahim, if I may, I would like, because you mentioned it, the aspect of charity. When I was in Nigeria doing the charity for 15 years, the one thing that I took away is when people would come to me, it was a medical charity, would come to me and I would just take the blood pressure because I couldn't do the doctor work, right? So I was the white guy, the only white guy, the only male white in this whole thing in the countryside of Nigeria. And I always had the longest lines in front of me because people thought, because I'm the white man, I know it all, I have it all, and I have all the solutions. Like when we look at Tahir and Remy and you, the same thing, you know, people would say, oh, because they're millionaires and because they're this, that, and next, you will always have the longest lines because of the preconceived notions that people have of you, of us. So what I did is when somebody would come to me, we had some slides of paper and they had written their names. I would try to read the name. Of course, Christians, it was easy because it was Sunday, Monday, it was Mercy and all that. But their local names is like Ura, you know. Still, I tried to do it, even if I made a mistake. And I looked into the eyes of the person and I said, welcome to the table, let's do it. Now, and this is the core, what I'm saying right now. What came back through the eyes of those who sat in front of me for a mere blood pressure testing, which they never had in their lives before. It's like a presentation of an opportunity never had before. What came from their eyes was connected to their hearts. And this is what I'm taking with me when I die. I will not take the money. I will not take the possessions. I will not even take the legacy of things that I left behind because of work and because of network marketing and all that. What I take when I die is that moment. And when we, through the presentation and the empowering, when that moment of love and recognition comes, then you're ready to die. And that is the true legacy. And I hope that each one of us on this call will have something to take when you die.
Wow, amazing. Thank you so much for that, Lothar. Appreciate that. Okay, who's up next? Jimmy, where are you? I know you got something to say. Come on, man. Tell me something, brother. I mean, no, nothing today. You see, the thing is, we're coming now to create a certain excitement. I don't know if this is exciting for you, but this is exciting for us. We get excited about presenting to you some of the best ideas and the best concepts that have worked for us. And we call it going old school. We literally going old school here to present. We're getting rid of we're shuffling past all the other noise. We're raising above all of that. And I don't know if you saw this picture, but there was a picture with an eagle flying and it had a crow on his back. Did anybody see that? There was an eagle and it was flying and it had a crow on his back. And the crow is coming now to hang on with the eagle and he's going, and the eagle is not even concerned about the crow. Why? Because the crow, the eagle knows he can get rid of the crow anytime. What does he have to do? All he has to do is go fly higher. And the eagle's lungs are different than the crow's lungs. And the crow can only go so high and then he's got to jump off. And we want that to come now to our network marketing group, is to be like that. That we're going to have a lot of people who are going to be like crows. They're going to be putting out all kinds of negativity and all kinds of stupidness and crazy things that we don't agree with and we're not going to hold on to. But we got to get past that to be able to get to the point where we get the effort that we want in place to be able to achieve the success we all know is possible. Okay, you guys with me on that? Tahir, Remy, somebody tell me something, because I mean that's where I see us at. That's what I see, is that we're making a contribution towards those kind of things. And thank you so much for that, Lothar. We appreciate that. And again, we're here next Saturday, same time, 9 p.m. Malaysian time. We're going to have a flyer. We're going to send it around and so on like that. But we encourage you in the meantime, invite some of your friends, invite some of the people who you know are struggling with network marketing. Invite them, because next week we're going to be talking about mindset. We have some amazing stuff. I don't know about you, but for me, I've been a coach for over 30 years, and I've dealt with a lot of issues with mindset. And I'm telling you right now, it's one of the most crucial things. So we're going to go back and forth between the technical skills and then the mindset skills, because again, some people just want to put it out. You got to go technical. You got to go technical. We know you got to do both. You got to have the right mindset to be able to apply what it is you're supposed to do. And when you can bring the two things together, this is where you'll find the success. When opportunity meets preparation, that's that's the nexus of success. So that's what we know. Okay. So yeah. Okay. Okay. Anybody else? We're wrapping it up right now. Okay.
Can I say something again?
Yes, please.
Okay. Now when you come into this network marketing industry, we have a mentor, and sometimes we feel that the mentor he's teaching us something, and just like I can give you an example with my wife. Sometimes I don't do something right. She said I don't wipe the table, so sometimes I feel, but later on I realize they are becoming my character builders. They build us when we do wrong. So same thing. So now I look at her, something I don't do right. I say she's my character builder. Now I wipe my table, things like that. So when you look on the correct perspective, our relationship with our what you call mentor, and even the what you're all sharing to us, when we take it, sometimes it's quite uncomfortable because you have not been doing it. But when we take it and say, no, they're building us, they're teaching us the right thing. They've gone the path. They've trodden the yeses, the nos, and then they've come to and teaching us. Sometimes it's uncomfortable, but when we say they're building us, they're building our character, then we're on the right path. Rather than saying, oh, sometimes it's so difficult, we're not going to do this. See, a lot of things are shared here, and a lot of responsibilities on the person who listens. As I said, we have to show up in the business, even though we are doing work, we're doing part-time, we still have to show up. Then only the results will come. We have to show up in our business. We have to do the calling and things like that, as has been taught in our, I would say, in our training. So I realized when we see our mentor, what is he trying to tell us, what you're trying to tell us, it may be seem uncomfortable, but actually you're building us for to become a better and even a great networker. That's what I feel.
Wonderful, excellent. You know, I thank you for that contribution, Simon, and I want to share a little bit about my story. I'm not going to get into a whole lot of details and stuff, but I witnessed network marketing as a child. My mother was a single mom. We had a broken family. I mean, we were in poverty, and the situation was horrible. But she knew that network marketing was a way out. She knew it. But she couldn't figure it out, and she was by herself and juggling all the responsibilities. She was working sometimes 2 or 3 jobs just to be able to create the wealth, to be able to keep the family going, because she didn't want us to stay in poverty. And she worked really hard to be able to achieve that. But then on the side, she was hustling. She had her little hustle with network marketing, right? But again, the skills weren't really developing and so on like that. But I saw her keep doing that and keep trying.
Yes, kept doing it.
Yeah, and here's the thing is that at one point in time, I became very successful in network marketing. I mean, brilliantly successful, okay, for a person coming from my background. And I gave her so much money at one point in time, cash in her hand, that she had all-purpose shopping and do whichever she wants. And I know all of us got stories like that. The guys who have been successful, Ramey's got all kinds of stuff, saved his business at one point in time. And Tahir, he helped so many people. And I mean, there's all these stories. But from my story, literally, this stuff has saved my life.
Oh.
It literally saved my life because, again, you know, there was nothing there. I mean, I wanted to be a lawyer. And at the same time, I was being dissuaded by some of the people who were my so-called advisors and counselors and so on like that. No, the Black people don't become lawyers. You know, just go and get a job in a factory or some kind of thing, you know. And for me, I know I could do better. And guess what? We just couldn't get there. It wasn't always possible. So, so my second time when I'm going to law school, I'm going to wrap up with this. I'm going to law school, okay? And I'm not going to law school. I'm going to write the law school admissions test, what's called the LSAT, okay? Law school admissions test. And when I'm going to write it, I pass it. I'm in Halifax, Nova Scotia, right? I live in Toronto. I traveled all the way to Nova Scotia, wrote the LSAT. I passed it, right? I'm getting ready to, and this is the second time I did it, right? And when I did it, guess what? It got to the point where there was 36 people who started, and it came down to 15. I think it was 15 or 16 people. It didn't go the whole 36, and then they were only choosing from that 36 3, right? I made the last cut, but I didn't make the final cut. right? And I was devastated. And what happened before that was one of my professor, while I was taking a course there, he told me he was watching me do presentations and trainings and stuff like that. I did in his classroom, and guess what? He told me that he was going to approach the board and ask them not to accept me into law school, because this is what I should be out here doing, training people, inspiring people, using the system that I have, which is called SIBKIS. See it big, keep it simple. I love that stuff. But that's what we do. And the guys who know me, you know we're serious about that. We've been doing it for years, but we did it all over the world. But again, we tied it in also to network marketing. And because we tied it into network marketing, we have a lot of contributions we want to make here. And I'm just so happy about that. But remember what I told you the first time, it goes all the way back from me to my mom. And what she inspired in me, just allowing me to see her do that. And that's all on all of us, that our children are watching, our family members are watching, and they're seeing who we are and who we're becoming and what we're able to give and to be able to share. So anyway, I'm gonna wrap up with that, but it's just, I'm so excited.
Yeah, Ibrahim and Simon, it's about showing up, you said, and showing, hey, there's always music that comes along. So there's no business like show business. There's no business like mine. And then you show your presentation.
There you go. Wonderful. Thank you so much. Tahir, go ahead.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you, guys. It's just a delight to get your feedback. And Lothar, my friend, it's I salute you for what you've done, what you do. That's the essence. Open up your heart to the industry, to the people around you. Listen. That's what we keep saying in different ways. So let's do it together so we all can better each other. And thank you so much, everyone.
So our final call to action is next week, bring somebody with you. If you can, bring somebody with you, and don't be shy. Bring the people you know are struggling, or the people you know who have already had some success. Maybe we're going to have a bigger, better talk with those people as well, and find out what they can contribute and how we can work closer together. This is about networking. We're network marketers, and at the highest level, we want to be professionals. So thank you for showing up today. 80% of success is about showing up. We really want to show you some respect. Appreciate it. Thank you. God bless you. And we're going to see you next week. Same time, same time, same network channel.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Take care.
Great job.
Bye for now. God bless.